Okay, happy Friday. My cookbook just arrived. I'm super excited. I'm a little nervous too, I won't lie. Whenever there's a big overhaul, specifically with my nutrition, like the workout stuff really doesn't bother me. But I get a little intimidated and I guess nervous that I will mess up my nutrition. And that's so silly because I've been here talking about it and on this journey with you guys, and it's just never like a linear thing. I think we have to remember that we're going to be imperfect humans, and all you can do is just focus on today. So if you have a day and you feel like you get totally off track in any area of your life, you can really just break your day into quadrants and be like, I had a rough morning, but I still have 3/4 of my day, or I had a rough first half, or I ate like a dumpster fire. And that doesn't mean that cycle, the domino effect, has to continue through the rest of the day or the weekend or the month, right? And so while today is September 1st and it is a perfect kind of place to kind of refocus and recommit to whatever your journey needs to be, because it doesn't have to be everything. I just want you to think about that. It doesn't have to be everything. Like, you can just make one change instead of being like, this September, I'm going to go all in, and I'm going to change my nutrition and my workout and all the things. Sometimes that is just defeating because it's too much. And so it's easier and better and more long-lasting and satisfying if we just make one pivot. Like, maybe you remove one thing, or maybe you add one thing, or you realign one thing. Instead of half-assing your workouts, you say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to follow the calendar. I'm going to do the program. Or you are like, you know what? I'm going to trust Sarah and I'm going to do gut protocol, and I'm not going to try and make it my own, because so many of us, myself included, we do that. We take something that people whose wheelhouse is nutrition, dietitians, like they're nutritionists, that is what they do. It's not just Adam and freaking Bobby over here. They have a whole team of people putting this stuff together, and sometimes we think we know better. And while we are the only experts in our own body, a lot of times we have a lot to learn. You don't know what you don't know, right? So if you are struggling with bloating or constipation or brain fog or fatigue or just whatever, I am really nudging you to do something like this. Maybe it's the ultimate reset. Maybe it's gut protocol. Like, I am always blown away. It's not just the scale that changes. It's not just my body. For me, it's always my inflammation. I had chronic neck issues for forever, or my knee would hurt, or my ankle. Like, it's, for me lately, it's been my low back, right? My low back is just like, I've done everything. And it's still bothering me. So I'm like, okay, there's inflammation in my body, and something that I'm eating on the regular that might not even be a bad food, like cauliflower. It doesn't like me. It inflames my body, right? And I wouldn't have known that if I hadn't done some of these nutrition programs. So while I am a huge proponent of these, like the gut protocol, ultimate reset, they're not forever programs. This literally is something we step into for a month, and we just allow ourselves to be an experiment. If you can step out of judgment and this shame, and I have to lose the weight, and I need to see these results, and I gotta go all in, that's like a shame, lack mentality. If you can step out of that and instead be like, you know what, I'm not where I wanna be, and I'm feeling really whatever your words are. And if you're like, I'm gonna have a little bit of curiosity and a little bit of grace, and I'm just gonna step outside of it, and I'm gonna try something different and just see what happens, I bet you'd be totally blown out and completely shocked at just how great you feel and the lessons you learn along the way. So on Monday, I'm starting gut protocol and 4 weeks for everybody, which I've been talking about. It's a no impact workout. It is a super block for the month of September. So you get it free if you renew your bod, you have a brand new subscription, or you have like a combination of nutritional supplements. They give it to you free. If you don't have those things, then you can pay $29 and unlock it if you have body. But guess what? You don't even have to unlock that. There's the old school one that isn't even old. Like, it came out a year ago, 4 weeks for everybody. Like, it's in your member catalog. Everyone has it, whether or not you have gut protocol or not. And it's a really great beginner foundational program because it is no impact, because it is only 30 minutes at a time, and it's 4 days a week. With the 5th day, that's a flex day. You get to do what sounds good to you. Maybe you want to lift, maybe you want to walk, maybe you want to run, maybe you want to do some yoga. Like, you have so many different options to make it yours. And I just think it's a really, really meet you where you're at program, because you can modify, you can make it your own. And you know, I did this after having done 645, which is a pretty intense, long program. And I was really conditioned. I felt super good, but it still challenged me. And I think sometimes ego takes over and we're like, well, I don't know if that'll be hard enough. You say it's no impact. It doesn't have to be impact in order to challenge you and push you. That's beautiful. And sometimes we get stuck in our own, like in our tracks, like we're in these railroad tracks where we love to work certain parts of our body. We love certain styles of workouts, but it's really important, not just for your muscle recovery, but also for your brain to work your body and your muscles in different ways. Like we get so much out of it, and sometimes we prejudge it. So if that's where you're at, and maybe you're in between programs or you're doing something that you're just been kind of like struggle busting through, I'm inviting you to set whatever you're doing on the shelf. Doesn't mean you're a quitter, doesn't mean you've done anything wrong. You could put it on the shelf for 4 weeks and you could do this with us, okay? So that being said, I have decided to make a different Facebook group specific to the September group. So this group will continue, it will run forever and ever, amen. I always have so much conflict around I like want to do this. Like I want to pull out and have just a really small, more intimate group where there's a lot more participation, where I personally feel excited. I don't know about you, but this group is boring sometimes. I'm bored with myself. So why would I expect you to show up and plug in? So I need that. We're going to do something totally different. I don't even know what. I created the group yesterday. Nobody is in it yet. But it is going to, like, you are required to look alive in there. It's not a lurker group. This is I want to throw it back to how it was when I was a brand new challenger. Like I was going into a group that my coach was running, and you had to log your workout and you had to share how things were going, and you shared a picture of your shake or your water or your food. And it was just that, like, that forced accountability. Not that I'm forcing you, but like you, by saying I want to go in this group, you're committing to those to that kind of that outline. Like I'm going to participate, I'm going to look alive, I'm going to like other people's stuff. I'm not just going to be a sleeper, because sometimes when you are a sleeper, you just, if you're quiet about your goals, it's a lot harder to see it through. It's really easy to quit on yourself. And so that's my focus in September, is to make a promise to ourselves that we feel like is aligned. Okay. It might be scary. It might be way outside your comfort zone, but it needs to be aligned. And then you take daily action, imperfect action, still counted as a win. So that group is going to be, I'm putting it together. If you want to go in there, I would love to have you join us. You don't have to do gut protocol. You don't have to do 4 weeks for everybody, but you do have to participate. You do have to be alive. If you this is more your speed, then you're going to stay here and you're going to rock out and you're going to do what feels right, and that's awesome. Okay, that's totally cool. This group will continue forever and ever, but I need more. I need more, and I want to link arms with those of you who are like, I am ready for my transformation. I am ready to feel good. I am ready to break up with my old stories and my old habits, and like just break through that like invisible wall. We all have it. We all have it. There's nothing wrong with you if you're like, I'm really struggling and I can't keep my promise, or I can't get to that next level. And that's what we're going to be focusing on in that group. So exciting things to come. If that's something you're interested in, let me know and we will talk it out and make sure that you have a plan that fits your freaking current life and circumstances, and we'll go from there. If you need anything, you're going to message me. This weekend I'm going to be kind of out of comms. We're going to the big city. I'm selling my car. I'm getting the things to do my gut protocol. You guys, I'm even going to use the supplements this time. Like I haven't done that, and I'm going to do that. I will be tribute. I'm going to go first. I'm going to share it. And I need that. And I also think sometimes we hear other people talk about it. Like maybe you're hearing me talk about it and you have that little nudge, but it's just not the right timing. And I also want to remind you that there's no reason to like have FOMO. It might not be the right season for you, and that's okay. You can come to it next month or in December. Like this is your journey, and it's not a limited time offer. It's not an act now while supplies last. It really is, what do you need? What do you need to realign? Do you need to refocus on? What promises do you need to make to yourself so that you can feel proud and excited and good in your skin? Because it's about so much more than the number or the size or any of that other stuff. That's data, it's metrics, and it does matter. Let's be honest. We want to feel good. We want our clothes to feel good. We want to be harder to kill on all those things. But like, you also have to be in a headspace where you're ready and you're willing, because it is going to be uncomfortable. And there's going to be days I would much rather just pour chocolate chips in my mouth than stick with gut protocol. But I also am going to focus on how great I will feel at the end. Yep, something to be said for that. So happy September. I'm super excited that you're here. If you need any help, you're going to let me know. I will be once that group is up and ready to accept you in, I will share it in here and you're going to request to join. I'm not going to invite anyone to that group. It's going to be one of those things where you're going to see it. I'll make sure you know about it. Like maybe I'll privately message those of you who have RSVP'd to the September event. And then you are the one who's going to decide, I'm going in that group. If you're going in that group, you have to be linked to me as your coach. So if you've been here and maybe you used Beachbody once upon a time and you don't have a current account, well, that's cool. But in order to get into that group, you got to have BOD. You got to have BOD, you have to have me as your coach, and you have to be willing to be a beginner and to fail a little bit and know that it's not about how perfect today is. It's just about doing the next right thing and collecting our wins and changing the things, the stories, the mantras we're telling ourselves. So September, it's going to be a great month, guys. I'm super excited about it. I'm really glad you're here, and I'm super grateful that I get to be on the journey with you.